So I'm in Barcelona doing some vids for you guys, and one of the questions you asked me is, what should I look out for when I'm buying my very first property? Let's go through it. And I need you to write this down and check it off when you're buying your properties yourself. Okay, so first off, you definitely need to get that property discounted. You'll not be able to continue to grow your portfolio if you're not buying the property discounted, refinancing, pulling all or most of your cash back out and then going again. You'll kind of just, like mud, you'll slowly sludge up. So definitely make sure it's discounted. How can you make sure it's discounted? Well, don't look out for like getting a bit of money off the asking price. That really doesn't count at all. We got dogs with us. That just doesn't count at all. What counts is, what is the property worth done up, and what are you buying it for, and how much is the refurb cost? So number 2 is doing your research. I want you to do 45 pieces of research. I want you to look at 20 sold, so 20 that's been sold in the last, say, 6 months right within the area, 20 that are currently on the market, ready to be sold or sold subject to contract, and then I want you to phone up at least 5 estate agents. So you've got about 45 pieces of research. So your evaluation of the property is very, very stable. So number 1 is buying discounted. Number 2 is making sure that your figures are right. Number 3 is get the right funding for your property. If you're going for a mortgage and you know you're going to refinance, ask them, can I refinance with you in 6 months' time and take what's called a further advance? I once was about to pull out £1 million worth of funding from my properties, phoned up the bank and said, right, I'm ready to pull £1 million out. And they went, I'm sorry, love, it's a bit like a Dear John letter. It's not you, it's us. We've run out of money. What? Turns out they just borrowed the money, lent it to people, and then they didn't have any more money to lend out. So make sure your bank that you're buying the property with, the mortgage with, does a refinance, because you're going to pull that cash out and go again. Number 4, make sure your yield is good if you're renting it, 10% yield, which is annual rent divided by purchase price, or make sure that your markup, if you're selling it, is really good. That's a 20% markup. Number 5, make sure you're legal. Particularly, you have human beings. These are somebody's sons and daughters that are going to be renting your property. They are precious human beings. So make sure your fire stuff is there, your fire alarms, your fire systems, your fire escape routes, make sure your windows can escape, make sure that the whole thing is as safe as it can be, both for legislation. Yes, for your own protection, you don't want to be going to jail, but that is somebody's son or daughter living in your house, and you're responsible. So you've got to make sure that the thing is as safe as it humanly possibly could be. There's a huge amount of really, really helpful information on council websites, on organisations like National Landlord Association, that will give you all the information you need. Don't feel daunted by this stuff. Contact us, we'll help you as well. But make sure the thing is safe. And then I know this is like, come on, Suze, I want to know about how to become a millionaire, but you protect the downside as well as growing the upside. Make sure your insurance is appropriate. You do not want that house burning down and you finding out you haven't got the right insurance. So those are kind of the technical checklist for what to look out for when you're buying your first property. But most importantly, enjoy it. You'll get nervous. I was terrified buying my first property. It was a little 1-bed, bought for 79,000 round the corner from where I lived. It was worth at the time 120, and I spent 8 grand doing it up, right? I was absolutely terrified buying it. I was terrified picking up the keys. I was terrified driving to it. I walked upstairs. It was tiny. It was a little 1-bed. Within 30 seconds, I'd seen it, and I was so excited. By that point, buying at 79,000 worth 120, I was ready. Let's go again. And so I did, like way over 200 times. So enjoy the ride. It is fun. You are changing your life. You're making a difference. You'll be able to jump out your day job with a number of properties. So go for it, okay? So there's my geeky little checklist, and then my, come on, you can do it.
Critical question and a free checklist over here. How to figure out what price to offer in a property deal. I have a checklist written for you. Tick it off, get the job done. Download it,